Hi everyone, Jodi from Northwest Accountancy. Today's video is all about the Cashflow Boost. So when COVID-19 first came out, one of the first initiatives that the government said was that they were going to give us an amount of money back to reimburse us for the PAYG withholding that we have been collecting from our staff wages. If you're a quarterly BAS participant, so you lodge your BAS on a quarterly basis, so your January to March one has either just been lodged or is due to be lodged, then your PAYG amount for the January to March quarter will be fully refunded. As a minimum amount, that will be $10,000. So some businesses might have only had a couple of $1,000s worth of PAYG or even less. And what that means is the government has topped us up from whatever that PAYG amount is up to $10,000. That money is income, and you do need to record it as income in your bookkeeping software. It is not taxable income though, so we do need you to make sure that it's itemized in your profit and loss statement as a separate line item so that you don't have to pay tax on it. We'll go making sure that you've got it in there right when we do your tax return, but it's good to have it in there now. So today's instructions are going to be how to put it through into your Xero file or your MYOB file. And so you scroll through to whichever version you need, and also how to record that payment against your BAS. So I've got some screenshots and some examples to run through. So let me share my screen to start off with. Sorry about this. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that businesses might have received their cash flow boost. So the first one is as a refund. So this client here, example number 1, lodged their March activity statement and it was $39,474. So that includes GST as well as PAYG withholding. Now the rules are, I just said the rules for the minimum were $10,000. The maximum is $50,000. So as an employer, it was either going to be $50,000, $10,000, or somewhere in between for your PAYG withholding refund, or what the government is calling your cash flow boost. So for some businesses who are quarterly, you would have received that PAYG amount back. For this example number 1, they're a monthly withholder, so they're entitled to 3 months worth of, or 3 times what was on the BAS, up to a maximum of $50,000. So this entitled this business to have a refund of $11,977 out of their cash flow boost of $50,000. So as a background, what we want to do is we want to make sure in your accounting software it's recorded in 2 different parts. So first of all, that $50,000 needs to show as income in your profit and loss statement. No GST, and obviously it's not taxable, but we don't know that until we go to do your tax return. The other side is we've actually got to record the refund coming into your bank account as well as the payment of the BAS. So there's no point just recording the $11,000 coming in, $11,977 in this situation. We have to record the $50,000 as well as the BAS repayment. We'll run through those examples. In example number 2, this client had payment plans, so they already owed money to the tax office before the BAS was lodged in March. And then they were eligible for the 3 times, they're a monthly BAS as well. They were entitled to 3 times their PAYG. So that entitled them to a credit. So they've got a credit, they've made another payment, so they've still got a credit sitting there. So when they lodge their next BAS, they won't have to pay so much or anything. And so this will roll forward, this credit will roll forward into their next BAS, and they will have to pay less or nothing at all for their next BAS. So we need to make sure that we're accounting for these things properly in your accounting software, so that when it comes time to looking at your financial reports and your cash history, it's all correct and is right. Okay, so let's have a look at the Xero file. So I've got the demo company of Xero open here. I do all of my training in demo company. The great thing about the demo company is you can't break it. It resets itself every single month. So what I've done is I've put in a dummy copy of a BAS bill for this particular client, or demo company. Let's have a look from the Australian Taxation Office. So here it is. Is 39,474. So that was the same amount as what I've put in for this one, so that we can run through that example for you. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is set up our income account. So we're doing that in accounting and then chart of accounts. And we're going to revenue. And so we can see that we've got sales, other revenue, and interest income. So we're going to set up a brand new one, and it's going to be a revenue account. So we'll call it other income. We just need to use a code that hasn't been used before. So 280 is fine. And I'm going to call it the Cashflow Boost. COVID-19. Whatever it is. With our GST is BAS excluded, and we're going to tick this enable payments to accounts, and I'll show you why in a moment. So that's the setup of our new account called Cashflow Boost or COVID-19. Save that. And now we'll see in our revenue line item, here it is here as code number 280. Okay, so the first part is that we're going to pay our BAS from this COVID-19 payment. So let's go find that one, ATO, here we are. So they owed 39,474 for the BAS, and on your BAS you've got it split up. So split up between the PAYG withholding amount and the GST amount. Now note that the tax rates are BAS excluded, so you're not allowed to claim any GST on those GST payments, so make sure your BASs are always BAS excluded. And the totals there total up to what was on the BAS for this example. Okay, so what we're going to do down the bottom is mark that whole invoice as fully paid. Now, what was the date on that? So the date was the 19th of April that we received the Cashflow Boost. So that's the processed date, 19th of April, 19th of the 4th, and it's paid from our Cashflow Boost account. So if you can see that, it's 39,474. Instead of it being a cash basis where we've paid the money in, paid the money out, it's just coding directly to that income account. The reference, ATO, BAS, Cashflow Boost. Now, those businesses who are eligible to receive a Cashflow Boost, if we add payment to that, those businesses eligible are any businesses who have paid PAYG withholding and have lodged a BAS in the last 9 months, or have lodged a tax return for the 2019 year. So you have to be a small, medium business that has employees. That's the only criteria, and you don't actually have to apply for it. You just need to lodge your BAS. Okay, so our ATO BAS has now been lodged. Let's have a look at our profit and loss statement for April. Change it to last month. And here we can see our Cashflow Boost COVID-19 has 39,474 in it. When the rest of that refund comes in, so the other 11,977 will show up in our bank feeds. So when that comes through to our bank feeds, then we're going to code that to that same COVID-19 account, and the balance will be $50,000. Unfortunately, this one's demo company, so there's not going to be any deposits of the $11,000 here that I can show you, but we can pretend. So we'll pretend that this is the $11,000. We're just going to go ATO as the who, the what is the cash flow boost, and the description, ATO BAS refund. Make sure that it's BAS excluded here, then you can press OK. Obviously, we're pretending that's the $11,000, not the $2,000, but you get the picture. So 2 parts to get to the $50,000 in as income in our profit and loss statement. So we can then check again by running that profit and loss statement and go from there. Hopefully that makes sense. So in Xero, nice and easy, enter your BAS statement in as a bill, set up the account, COVID-19 or cash flow boost, pay off that bill and reconcile the payment from the bank account into that cash flow boost, and then check on your profit and loss statement that the full amount of the COVID-19 cash flow boost was the same as what matches the tax office. Okay, let's have a look at MYOB. Share my screen. Okay, so MYOB is a little bit different in that it is just different. It's purple, not blue. So what we've got with MYOB, I've done the same thing and put the bill in. Yet again, I'm using the sample company that they have here, so that I'm not showing anybody any real figures of any clients. It's just the sample training company setup. This one I've put in a different figure, so $33,000 as what the BAS was due rather than the other random number. Okay, so what we're going to do here is set up the new account. So accounts list, go into income, click on new up the top. And we just need to choose a number that we haven't used before. So any of these numbers for 6,000 will be fine. Boost. So now we've got our income in here. Make sure that our tax code is NT, not reportable. And so here it is here as an income line item. So what we can do is one of 2 things with regards to this one. So my preferred method in MYOB is to bring a credit note in. So if this is appropriate for your business, and you don't get that refund back from the tax office into the bank account, then putting it in as a debit or as a credit note will make sure that you can apply it to this BAS plus multiple other BASs. So you can use credit notes in Xero, but yet again, if you owe the tax office money, use the credit note function. Otherwise, use the method that I've got. The good thing about MYOB with their credit notes is you can either receive a refund against a credit note or apply it to a purchase or do a mixture of both. So we're going to go into new purchase, going to choose the ATO. I didn't call it ATO, I called it Australian Tax Office. We'll choose the 19th of April because that's what day it went through. ATO BAS. And we'll just put a description in there as a cash flow boost. Choosing that same income account, cash flow boost. And for the $50,000, here's our $50,000 coming in, or whatever your cash flow boost amount is. Now, yet again, whatever that amount is that the tax office has credited you goes in against this account. So when you run your profit and loss report, you can see that total matches what the tax office has given you. So we'll record this one as a minus, so minus $50,000. That turns it into a credit note. Record that. And now in our purchases register, we've got $50,000 here. So what we owe to the tax office is $33,000. What we have is a credit of $50,000. So we're going to go back to returns and credits and apply this $50,000 to the $33,000 invoice. Click there, put the right date in, so the 19th of April, and then record. And over here, 33,000, and press record. So what that does is, because there's no refund received from this one yet, it leaves that there for the next VAS to be paid. If you do receive that refund and it goes into your bank account, you can click the refund button, choose which bank account it goes into, and make sure that that all comes through with the right date and the right amount to reconcile against your bank feeds. So different ways to process it in Xero and MYOB. Just stop sharing that screen for a second. So there's different ways to process it, either in Xero or in MYOB as credit notes, or just as a payment directly to that account number. But the main things to remember, make sure that you're showing it as income, it's not got any GST on it, and make sure you're also recording your VAS along with the payment of that VAS, so that all of your liabilities and your bank is all reconciled as well. Any questions, please let me know. Happy to help you out here on this COVID-19 cash flow boost. Any questions you have. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.